British Prime Minister Theresa May is campaigning for the upcoming election. Her primary opponent is not primary as in U.S. primary. Her primary is in like her main opponent, the one who has the best chance of winning other than her, is Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn. Corbyn has been surging in the polls recently. He went from like fucking 30 points, 20 points down thereabouts. Now he's like dead tied with her. So what a charge Corbyn's made. And May can't stop saying silly things, which is probably part of the reason why Jeremy Corbyn has surged. So here she is responding to the recent terror attack in London. And let's see what she thinks we should do.
As we see the threat changing, evolving, becoming more complex, we need to ensure that our police and our security and intelligence agencies have the powers they need. And what... Let me just tell you a little bit about what I mean by that. I mean longer prison sentences for those convicted of terrorist offences. I mean making it easier for the authorities to deport foreign terrorist suspects back to their own countries. And I mean doing more to restrict the freedom and movements of terrorist suspects when we have enough evidence to know they are a threat, but not enough evidence to prosecute them in full in court. And if our human rights laws stop us from doing it, we'll change the laws so we can do it.
That's our problem, man. Those goddamn human rights laws. We gotta get rid of those things. I mean, they keep getting in the way. Yeah, isn't getting rid of human rights protections kind of like stooping us down to the level of barbarians and cretins? You know, man, we got to keep ourselves safe, so we should, like, ignore everything that makes Western civilization good. Like, Constitution, Smonstitution, international law, schminternational schlaw, human rights, schlumen rights. What are you gonna do? I don't care about all that stuff. Well, you want to give people, like, due process? Is that what you want to do? You want to give them, like, a trial before you do stuff? Is that what you want? Bitch. I mean, obviously what you do is you have a hunch and you act on it. You want to deport people? Deport people. You want to torture people? Torture people. You want to kill people extrajudicially? What are you going to do? I mean, look, we got to learn from our friends over there in America and what they do. You know, they're strong. No, this is where, you know, Jimmy Dore mentioned this on Twitter. He's 100% right. This is the part where reasonable people are supposed to say, oh, so you want the terrorists to win. You want the terrorists to terrorize you to the point where you're so scared that let's give up everything we've ever believed in. Okay, now we're going to torture people. Now we're going to hold people extrajudicially, no trial, no due process. And if the human rights laws get in the way, fuck the human rights laws. Yeah, that's what they say. They don't believe in human rights. They don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in justice. We're supposed to believe in freedom, human rights, and justice. The whole point of rights is that they're your rights. They're not a privilege. A privilege the government can, at will, say, you know what? We're taking that one away. We're taking it away. They shouldn't have it. We're taking it away. The whole point of a right is that it is a right. It is set in stone. The government can't willy-nilly be like, hey, you know what? Fuck this one, we're done with it. That's not the way it works. And apparently they don't get it. And what's hilarious is they think to uphold Western civilization, we need to destroy it. That's effectively the argument she's making. You know, Western civilization, the thing that makes us great, freedom, democracy, respect for law, human rights. She's like, let's destroy all of what makes Western civilization good in order to supposedly save Western civilization from these big bad guys who don't believe in human rights and don't believe in freedom and don't believe in democracy and don't believe in rule of law. You don't get to violate the rules and the laws and your principles and values and standards and then declare it's okay, we're still the good people. That makes no sense. That's logically incoherent. So, I can't believe she really said it. She tweeted that. She tweeted it. That clip you just saw, she tweeted it. She was proud of it. Nobody in her campaign said, hey, maybe we shouldn't take a bold stance against human rights just before the election. Maybe that's not a good idea. No. They were like, go ahead, tweet. I like that one. Go tweet the one where you disagreed with human rights and said they're overrated and we should get rid of them. And by the way, want to go into more specifics? What do you mean get rid of human rights? So what? Like, what exactly are you talking about? You want to do like the U.S.? Let's torture? Is that what you want to do? You want to torture people? You want to have no trials? You want to hold people extrajudicially? Is that what you want to do? Tell me, what do you want? What do you want? You want to copy Trump and with foreign policy and, shoot first, ask questions later? Whoops, my first military act as president, I killed an 8-year-old American girl. Whoopsies, what are you going to do? Oops, under Obama, 90% of the people we kill with drones, not the right people. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Is that what you want to do? Because that makes the problem worse. And that also, like I said, ruins the fabric of your own nation and your own values. So this is, so gross, man. How can people cheering for that shit? We don't believe in human rights. Yay! We're good people, even though we don't believe in human rights. No, you're fucking not good people. Like, thing number 1 on my list of what would make somebody not a good person, I don't believe in human rights would be that. There you go. That's it. That's what it is. So you guys agree a lot more with the people you despise than you think you do. And then, look, I get it. People in the UK are going through a traumatic time with what's happened with a bunch of the recent terror attacks. But there are practical solutions to that don't also destroy Western civilization in the process. So, for example, Theresa May can stop arming and backing Saudi Arabia, who then funnels weapons and money to jihadists in Syria and Yemen. How about that? You want to slow down terrorism? Stop arming the terrorists. Stop giving billions and billions of dollars in weapons and money to people who are Salafists. Stop doing it. You need to stop doing it. Trump needs to stop doing it. That's thing number 1 that would cut down on terror. Unraveling the close relationship with Saudi Arabia where we give them everything and then it's all used against us. Okay? So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is just have a reasonable vetting process in your country. The guy who did the most recent terror attack in London, he was in a movie called The Jihadi Next Door. It was a documentary. He was praying in front of an ISIS flag. Hey, I think maybe you can have a warrant on that guy, spy on that guy legally, and take necessary action. A lot of these guys go to Syria to fight alongside jihadists because they are jihadists and they try to come back in the country. Nobody's going to disagree with you if you say, hey, our intelligence found that you fight with jihadists in Syria. Now we're not letting you in the country. Not a single person's going to say, assholes. You should obviously let people who say I agree with ISIS and I literally just fought alongside them come back into the country. People aren't going to say that. So there are real practical solutions you could take. By the way, the conservatives have cut police funding in the UK. So I don't know, maybe don't do that and then you'll have the resources to look after the thousands of people who are terror suspects. So there's a few of the fucking practical things you could do, not, hey, let's forget about human rights now because when I say shit like that, it'll make a bunch of silly people, insecure people feel better. Yeah, we're gonna, macho man, macho woman, gonna protect you, don't worry, and we'll do that by destroying everything we're supposed to believe in, getting rid of all of our values and our constitutional rights and our human rights and due process and respect for law and individuals. No, don't destroy everything you believe in because you think maybe it'll help when it won't help. And also, you're becoming the devil you're trying to avoid when you do that.